Hello and welcome to the Ashburton Grove. Today we're going to speak about a small kickabout in North London at the weekend. After that, we'll break that down. Straight after that, we're going to move on to a quick of Bayern Munich. So quick intro and then I'll see you soon. Hello and welcome. Today I've got one of my best mates on me is to break down a small game of football at the weekend. Sean, how are you, my brother?
Yeah, I'm really good. Really good actually after that weekend. Couldn't have gone any better.
Well, it could have, mate, because I saw your videos and I think you were absolutely hammered by Hartfield.
Yeah.
So,
Didn't work
yeah.
on Monday.
Slight hangover on Monday. Sean, just before we get into that, we do have a guest. It'll be our first ever guest coming on to in the North Bank. Just a quick record in the North. Sorry, I do apologise. The Ashburton Grove. It's the first guest that we've had. So big up to Richard Statman. Rich, do you want to go ahead, Sean?
Yeah.
Arteta got his team selection right. I predicted that lineup on the Saturday night. He got the tactics right. I expected, and I'd also predicted that Tottenham would go into a back five with Danzo there, especially for the long throws, and I expected them to be like that. And to be honest, I expected the full-backs to try and press, but we never allowed that to happen. You can congratulate Arteta on the tactics and things, but I think a whole heap of praise has to go to the players. They executed the plan with passion, power and pace. They outfought Tottenham in every part of the game. For the majority of the game, that's probably the most complete 90 minutes this season we've seen from Arsenal. Most dominant display. I can't remember a more dominant display, maybe other than West Ham and that where we didn't have any shots. But if I was looking at it from a Spurs fan perspective, I would be fuming because they had no fight, no courage, no desire, and literally. So, at being a gooner, and I don't remember being such a dominant display against Spurs. Marino was key to that. He dropped in deep. He created space for a Calafiori and that such not to go into an attack. And again, we used the space cleverly. He would come out right. He'd create overloads like 4-3s on the right hand side, which meant there was space in the middle to exploit, and we did that so exceptionally well. That game could have been 5-6. Hope you like. Until the next time, come on, you Gunners.
Superb, Richard. I really appreciate that, bro, and to share a lot of these sentiments. Before we dive into the lineup and stuff like that, Sean, I wanted to touch on atmosphere. You were at the game.
Yep.
You were at the game, obviously, bro. How was the atmosphere before the game, during the game, and like around the end?
So I was hyping this atmosphere up before the game to a lot of friends that were going to the game, saying this could be the best atmosphere we've had. And for me personally, I've been going as a season ticket holder. This is my 5th season, and nothing has topped the atmosphere of Real Madrid last year from start to finish that game. I don't think it was anywhere near. I was quite Yeah, I was a bit irritated by it, to be honest. It was just, I don't know if where people were just enjoying themselves a bit more in the pubs pre-game and there was no pre-atmosphere there. The game before probably didn't hype anyone up because it was just a boring Leeds Villa game. And then, I don't know, it was just a very odd one. And I don't like when the club tells everyone to get in their seats early. I know they had that TIFO and it was good. We'll probably go into that. But then I just feel like then you rush everyone in and everyone sat down waiting early. And I don't know, it killed the atmosphere. But I mean, during the game, it was a lot better. The atmosphere during the game was a lot better. And I think that's a lot of that comes down to how good the TIFO was before the game. And then I think it died. And I think it died because the game was just too easy.
Yeah.
It just turned into we don't need to rally the players up here. This is just a laugh kind of atmosphere.
Yeah. See, that was the question I was going to ask you, Sean, because see the atmosphere. Do you not possibly think it's probably down to that we actually think that Arsenal will win? So this is almost. Do you know what? See on the day, the way I felt to explain my feelings on the actual day. I was a bit nervous beforehand because it's still a North London derby, but as it got closer to the actual game, and even after the game, it was like it's Tottenham. It's 3 points. It's another game. We move. We've got bigger fish to fry than to worry about like a North London derby. Do you think there was an element of that within the fan base?
Yeah, and I think because I mean the atmosphere at the Emirates is it's a talking point almost every week at the minute, isn't it? And I think it's where I mean I myself do it. We compare the atmosphere to the was it 22-23 season when we just was blowing everyone away and then we bottled it at the end. But and I think that was because of expectations. Like expectations, I think is what is the big thing here. Is like in that season we expected if we got top 4, then we'll take that. But we was actually winning the league, and I think that was just creating a buzz. And I'm in my head, I sit here thinking, okay, well, we're winning the league. We look like we're going to win the league. That atmosphere should be here again because we're achieving that expectation and we're running away with it. So I feel like that takes the pressure off the crowd. We don't now. I myself, I'm not sitting there thinking if we dropped points like a draw at home, I'm not now sitting thinking, oh, City are on our back. City lost. Liverpool lost. There was zero pressure on that game in terms of we need to win this, which I would have thought just would have. I think City losing would have helped the atmosphere a lot more.
Yeah, no, I understand. But I think that if City had maybe won, it maybe would have helped the atmosphere. Now, like last season, Sean, I was down at the Emirates on a few occasions, and at times it was horrendous. The games I went to were not Premier League games; they were like Champions League games, etc. But some of it was just like guys, seriously. You're lucky. There's probably 200,000 people that are dying to get into the stadium and get a ticket. And this is what we're doing. It's like honestly, some of it is like pathetic.
Champions League atmosphere. I mean, I think it'll be. I actually wouldn't be too surprised because it's Bayern. That atmosphere on Wednesday will be better than what it was at Spurs. But the Champions League atmosphere has died because of this new format. There's just no jeopardy at all in any game because you know we're going to go through regardless. Like we lose to Bayern on Wednesday, we're probably still going to get top 8. It's just like there's no jeopardy with it. It's quite a boring thing, the group stage.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I completely and utterly agree with that, mate. Right, if we move on to the lineup, Sean. Obviously, we start with Ria, Timber, Saliba, Henkepe, Calafiori, Zubimendi, Rice, Eze, Saka, Trossard, and Mourinho up top. Was there anything there that you thought would have changed, or
no? Because I think that the big question is who's coming in for Gabriel, and a lot of people online, and I've seen a lot of people saying, they're quite surprised Henkepe was in, and expected Mosquera, but I've never thought Mosquera was going to take that spot because he takes Saliba's spot. And he likes to have a left footer and a right footer. So, I mean, that's why I've brought Henkepe in, right? To be the backup for Gabriel. So I thought it'd be him. Like Mosquera has been great, but that's not where he plays. So why would we play him there? So yeah, I think that lineup was exactly how I thought it was going to be, and I was quite happy with it in terms of I would rather have a number 9, but Marino, every time he comes in, he does a job.
Yeah, no, 100%. See, I was actually, I did go for Mosquera to start.
You did?
Yeah, I did, because I would have put Saliba left centre back, because that's where he plays for France. So that's kind of like the thinking. But sometimes, like in the industry I work in, like an old thing that we used to say was, if you've got a certain issue within your environment or your project, isolate it. So don't change. What that means is don't move all the pieces around, because you're just moving the problem from one part to another and it could get out of control. So just isolate that area and make it stronger if you can. And I guess that's what Arsenal did. But it's the Tifo. Do you want to mention that? Because I think that's probably one of the best that we've ever had at the stadium.
Oh, that blew me away. It actually blew me away. So my wife that comes with me, she recorded it all coming up, and the bit I loved is the first thing you saw come up above everything else was this huge Sol Campbell, and when you first saw that, I thought, oh my god, it's just going to be a big Sol Campbell thing, and you can hear me in the video she recorded. As soon as I see Sol Campbell, I'm in hysterics. I'm thinking that is brilliant. Like they could, that is why you let it be fan led for a tifo, by the way, because if that was the club, there would be no Sol Campbell in that, and it was just it created that buzz that we needed, I think, and that really it was top notch. I want to see more of that, and it looks like the thing with that tifo as well, that can be used again. That can be used in other games. It's not. I know that Sol Campbell is the big thing right on that, right? But it's Arsenal. It says these streets are our own. That can be used for other big games when necessary.
It could be used for the Champions League. He scored in the Champions League final. From 2006.
Nearly
the
hero, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was nearly a hero, down to 10 men in 2006, and he banged that in. So it could be used for that as well. And obviously, Arsenal player. Like on the game itself, the first half. Any standout performances for you? What was your kind of general breakdown of it?
I mean, from the get-go, Eze was just phenomenal, right? That little chip pass for Rice with the volley. So wish that went in. He was great. I mean, defensively, we had nothing to do. Absolutely nothing to do. They didn't have a shot, did they, in the first half? They had nothing to do. I feel harsh because you can't give the defenders a really good rating because they didn't have a job to do. Yes, I think, stand out in the first half was probably Eze and Trossard. And I mean, about 10, 15 minutes before Trossard scored, I turned to my wife and I just said, if there's a goal coming, it's coming from Trossard right now because he's like bang up for this. And I mean, 10 minutes later, he comes through and slots it away. But yeah, for me, Eze, Trossard were the standouts. Marino was doing a good job as a false 9. So I wouldn't say that Saka had a quiet game, but he had a different game. I think him and Timber on that right side put in a real good defensive shift, which allowed us to push it out onto the left a lot more, which is why I thought Trossard is the one to get the goal here. I mean, and it's so good to see us using that left-hand side, right?
No, 100%. Like a serious question, did you know that Mourinho had an assistant on like that?
No, that was phenomenal, wasn't it? Oh, phenomenal. Because I didn't know that was a Mourinho assist during the game. I didn't really. I saw the pass come in. I thought it was Zubamendi. That's a Zubamendi ball, right? I thought it was Zubamendi. Yeah.
It was ridiculous. It was actually. Do you know what? I actually see the only player at Arsenal that I think that could pull that off is Odegaard.
Yeah, that's it is. That is a very Odegaard sort of ball, isn't it? A little scoop passed over the top. Perfect.
Just different class. Eze's goal, have you watched it back at all?
Yeah, I've watched the highlights about 3 or 4 times.
Have you? Did you think it was offside?
So during the game, I didn't even know they checked it, to be fair. There was hardly a check. And then I saw a first angle and I was like, And then I watched a match of the day, because match of the day were like, oh yeah, that's offside. But I don't think it is. I really don't. I think he can see the shot, and I don't think, and the players are getting out of the way. They're running away from his eye line. They're not running into his eye line. I think whether they're there or not, it's going in. Like, it's literally tucked by the keeper. He could have got that, really. It was just too much of a good strike and went straight through him. So no, I don't. But I think the comparison people are going to do the Liverpool one, right, a couple of weeks ago, with Robertson ducking, and I don't think that's offside. I think that's a goal.
That was the reason I tried to touch on that, because I was going to bring that up about Robertson, and I watched it, and when the shot goes, Trossard was one of the players, and he's definitely blocking the goalkeeper's position. But you're right, he's running away to try and get out of the way of it. But if there was any kind of consistency, it's either Robertson's Van Dijk's goal with Robertson being offside should have stood, and this should have stood, or two of them should have been offside.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem here, right? It's the inconsistency, which is like it's an ongoing thing every freaking season.
Yeah, no,
100%. I mean, they're all onside.
Yeah, 100%. So we reach half time, and as you said, they've not had a shot. It's like easy. And then second half starts, and Izzy bangs winning straight away. But you even in your seat?
No,
you're not.
No, and this actually fits in quite well when you mentioned about the atmosphere, right? Because I was just finishing my pint off, and then you hear this roar, and honestly, there's literally at least 30, 40 people like still having their, like, not even nearly finishing their drinks. And no one knew whether to celebrate, because normally, like, I mean, I've missed the odd goals, going for a piss or finishing off a drink, and we've scored, and everyone just goes mad and goes crazy, right? But no, and I heard someone next to me say that didn't sound like the home crowd. So in my head straight away, I'm thinking it's 2-1. The roar did not sound like a home crowd roar. It wasn't big enough. It wasn't loud enough. I don't know if that's because so many people aren't in their seats yet, or it's down to the atmosphere. But yeah, and then I looked, someone hold their phone up, and it said 3-0, and I was like, get in, let's go. But yeah, I mean, because they don't put it on the tellies anymore either at half time. So like, if you're finishing your drink in there, they have it on the telly saying we won't be showing the second half during here to help the atmosphere. It's like, well, you've just killed the atmosphere in here then.
That must have only started that this season. I don't think they've done that last season. I'm sure season.
It's new this season, and I think they tried it last season on a couple of the big games. Yeah, they play the first half, but they don't play the second half.
I remember I think it was a November game, and we had PSV the second leg after we smashed them 7-1, or it was definitely a winter game. It was absolutely Baltic, and I came inside. It was in the top tier, and it was horrible. And I came inside, and it was still cold in there, but it was a lot better than being in the top tier. And when I came in, I was part of the second half, having a pint watching it in there.
I don't like the idea of it. I think it's out of order as well. I think it's a bit harsh because, some of those, when you're coming from like the gods up there for a half-time pint, you queue all the way down to the steps, then you get in and you're the last ones there. So you've got to go to the back of the beer queue. Sometimes, like, you get your beer and you've got 2 minutes to drink it. If in that case, I think, well, that's a bit out of order. Like, sort your queue system out first before you want to do that. Because like now someone's like got to rush their drink or not finish their drink to get back and watch the game because you won't put it on the telly.
Yeah, no, 100%, mate, and I would absolutely agree. Arsenal, sort that out. We're on the brink of winning the Premier League. Get that sorted. Right, we'll have to move on to it. Was it a real howler, or is it a risk and reward?
Oh, it's not. There's no way you blame Raya at all for that. He is doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing, exactly what he's told to be doing. He's on the edge of outside the edge of his box, playing as almost another centre back. We're in possession, and Zubamendi holds on to it for a bit too long, and that's that. Bang, goal. It's going to happen if you tell your goalkeeper to do that, and it's going to happen if you lose the ball. But how often do we actually lose the ball in that scenario and we don't get there? Do you know what I mean? It's a rare occasion. Not only that, is you've got to have a worldy strike to also make that goal happen. So not only have you got to win the ball there, you've also got to make sure you've got a player pick it up quick enough, shoot perfectly and get it over Raya's head, which, it happened to have happened. and it had to happen to the worst person on the pitch. But yeah, it's not a Ray Howler in any way. It's a really good goal. Unfortunate, but it is a really good goal, and it probably won't happen for a long time again.
No, 100%. I would actually say that Richarlison, for me, must have obviously mishit that, because that chicken is nowhere. There's no way he's capable of like a finish like that. I think he's mishit it. I'm like, seriously.
Yeah.
And he could do that another 100 times and he would miss the target 99 times.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, for me, risk and reward. So I wouldn't blame Ray either. It is risk and reward. It's just part of the game. And Zubimendi maybe didn't see Paulinho come.
He just held on to it. That touch too long. That's all he did.
Yeah, there was an easy pass there, and he never made it. But yeah, then not much else to speak about rather than Eze.
Oh, there's no one how the script writers couldn't have scripted this, could they? Like, honestly, it nearly goes to Spurs, says no, joins Arsenal, and then the game against Spurs. Yeah, like I would kind of say, it's written that he'd get a goal here, and he didn't get a goal. He got a freaking hat trick, like the first one in like 70 years in this derby. It's just unbelievable. And what a third goal! Unbelievable strike. He could have got a fourth as well. I'm really hoping his goal scoring just kicks on. I hope he just keeps putting them in the net, especially against Chelsea next week.
Yeah, no, 100%, bro. Do you know what? Actually, he had at least another 2 opportunities that I think should have been goals.
Yeah.
Another 2 that should have been goals. Sorry if you have hear a wee bit of ring tune in the back. Work call. So yeah, who's your man in the match?
It's Eze, isn't it? That's a 10 out of 10 game, isn't it? Right? He got a hat trick against Spurs. He was everywhere on the pitch as well. He put in a defensive shift when he had to, albeit we didn't have to do much defensively, but he was everywhere. I didn't realise how quick he was as well. Yeah, he has a few sprints back into the defensive half, and he was rapid. He's honestly. Does Odegaard even come back into this team straight, like into that number 10 role?
See, the thing is, the only way that I thought about this on Sunday, Sean, that was a question I asked myself on Sunday, and I thought the only way, like, you cannot drop Eze from the side right now. The guy's on fire. The guy's on fire. If you drop him, because you're resting him. He's on the starting. He's the starting 11 for the main games, and so I thought the only way that you shoehorn Odegaard back into the side is by playing Eze on the left. But in recent weeks, how can you drop Trossard?
You can't drop Trossard either. He's going to have a headache when they're all back. He's going to have an absolute headache.
100%. But that's a good thing. I want that, Sean. I want them like fire. Yeah, I'm glad that Nuno came back, and we're starting to see some of the substitution. What would you give Arteta out of 10 for that?
You smashed Spurs at home. It's a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Smashed Spurs at home.
Yeah. See, that's the next point I was going to do just before we touch on the Bayern game. Do you think we've actually got out of second to third gear this season?
No, I don't. No, I don't think I know, and I think that's kind of how City wins leagues, right? They don't until the end.
Yeah.
They just coast through nice and easy, reserve themselves, and then they just go mad in the second half of the season and win it.
Sean, that's the feeling I'm getting from us at the moment. I think that there's levels to come. This is not like the best Arsenal. There's levels to come.
You put that Liverpool at home fixture in the diary. That's where the levels will rise, and we'll go bang. Let's go.
Yeah.
Smash them at home and then keep it going.
No,
that
100%.
City game in April, I'm hoping means absolutely nothing.
The league's already won by them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair point, mate. Right, just we'll move on to because we're approaching 25 minutes, so we don't overdo it. What are you expecting from Bayern? What kind of Bayern side do you think is going to turn up? But remember, this is 1 and 2 that are only separated by, I think it's 1 goal in the week. Do they play for a draw? And
I mean, I find Bayern I'm really intrigued by this game, but at the same time, I don't know what to expect from this game because in my head, the priority is Sunday against Chelsea, and the league is priority because we're going to get through. We could lose to Bayern on Wednesday, and we'll probably get top 8. We could draw. I want to see rotation, but I don't think I'll see the rotation I want to see. And I don't know what to expect of Bayern because they haven't been at it. They win their league last season, but they're crap in Europe.
Yeah.
Like they I don't know. I just think a lot of people may not realise the level the Premier League has gone to in comparison to like the Spanish sides and the German teams. I mean, PSG are there. They're the ones to beat again. And they're the only team. I mean, I think PSG are there because they have it so easy. PSG, like when they played us last season, they had their game before, which they lost, but they rotated all 11 players.
Yeah,
their whole starting lineup was a different lineup, and they can do that every time they play Champions League. If they want to, they can rotate 6 or 7 players and still win their game and know they're going to win the league. It's like, so they have that advantage. They're always going to be well rested for Champions League no matter what. So and I do, and we could have beaten PSG easily.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm intrigued to see what happens this Bayern side because last time we played them, we should have beat them in the Champions League, and we've come a long, long way since then. I don't think they've come much further. So I'm quite confident that we can beat them and should beat them at home.
What would be your predictive lineup for the game?
It's hard. I mean, I think he will go the exact same lineup as what we've just had. The only difference I can see is maybe he'll start Gyökeres if he's back, and most likely he'll put MLS in instead of Calafiori. That's probably it.
Do you not think that the likes of Ben White, maybe
Ben White could be a good shout, but I just think the way Arteta is, if it was anyone else but Bayern, any of the other teams, like not the Inters or the Reals, if it was just a mid-table team, there would be big rotation. There was last time, wasn't there? There's a lot of rotation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think because it's Bayern, he's going to want to win. He's going to want to win this game. He wants to win every game in the Champions League, and then he's going to want to go to Chelsea with the same team and win there, right? If it were me and it was my decision, I'd be putting Norgard in. I'd be putting Madueke in for some minutes. I'd be getting Martinelli some minutes. I'll get Ben White, Mosquera some minutes. I would do a real big rotation. I really would. And I still think they could get a draw. I do. I think they could still get a draw. And if they don't, and we're losing at half time, then you can bring the big guns in, try and get a win. But I just think there needs to be a bit of rest because that game against Chelsea is huge.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, for me, I like the reason I mentioned Ben White. One, he's a top class player. We all love Ben White. But I do think that the first thing that you've got to look when you're playing up 3 games a week is the players that have had injuries or serious injuries. So you need to be rotating Timber. You cannot be playing Timber 3 games a week. You cannot be doing it with Calafiori. So for me, I would expect to see at least a Ben White and a Miles Lewis-Skelly coming in. Do you know he's going to play Saka? But for me, because of Saka and injuries that Saka's had, I'd be bringing in Noni. If Noni's got 60 minutes in him, start Noni and then an hour. Yeah, and then bring Saka on for the final 30 minutes. Martinelli, I'd bring Martinelli in just to get the minutes back up.
I wouldn't be opposed to starting Trossard up front, bringing Martinelli in, and then playing Marino instead of Rice and giving Rice a nice rest.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a brilliant shout as well. Yeah, do you know what? I mean, I'm happy with Hincapié to still being a centre back. I think he'll 100% he's going to play Saliba, but I'd actually bring him scared for it. It's as you said, I don't. When you're saying we can still get top 8, I think we'll easily get top 3, even if we lost this game.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the end of the world at
Yeah,
all.
I mean, if we
And
lose this game, I still think we win the rest of the games.
yeah, exactly. So for me, I personally, I would make at least 5 changes, at least.
Well,
but
we need to as well. Going into December, Mark, like how many league games have we got in December? We've got
it's
like
ridiculous.
6. We've got like 6, and we've got a cup game as well.
Yeah.
We've probably got another Champions League game in
yeah.
there as well. There's so many games this month. We need to rotate. We need to rest those players because we need to get to January and be getting our players back, not losing more and getting them back. Do you know what I mean? We need everyone back in January, and then let's just win this title.
That's it for me. So, see, personally, I mean, I'll be glued to the TV for Bayern. That's 100%, mate. But if we lose it, I wouldn't be losing my head over it. For me, the big one's Chelsea at the weekend. We could lose this game and still go on and win the Champions League. Just like we can on Saturday with Chelsea. Is it Saturday or Sunday? Sunday.
Sunday to 4:30 again.
Is it 4:30 again? So yeah, so we could lose both and still win both competitions. But just for me, I think rotation. It's important that we get minutes and legs, and we have a very fit Ben White and players of that ilk. What's your predicted score just before we wrap up, bro?
If he goes to the lineup, I think he's going to go with. I think we win it 2-1.
2-1. I can see a draw on this, mate. I'm going to go 1-1. And I did forget, Richards dropped in with his predictive. Sean, do you want to play that video, bro?
Tough game. Expect it to be a draw. Maybe 1 or 2 changes. Maybe Marino dropped and Trossard out and Madueke or Martinelli to start over on that left-hand side. I'd expect midfield 3 to be almost identical unless Odegaard is fully fit, and Odegaard will play in that game. And then back 4, maybe rest him. And Cape came off hobbling, but I think that's just due to the intensity of the match. No real injury, just cramping up, I reckon. But I'd expect maybe Calafiori to play in the or Mosquera to play in the centre back role, and then Miles Lewis-Skelly, if he goes Calafiori, to play in the left back role. As for Bayern, they'll go 4-2-3-1. Vital, Lema, Tar, up Kamano if he's fit, Kim if he's not, and then so I can't remember the German left back, and then it'll be Kimmich, Goretzka, it'll be Elise, Gnabry, Bischoff and Kane, I reckon. I mean, they might swap. He might go defensive and put in Jackson to hit us on the counter, but given Kane's record against us, and I reckon he'll start Kane. I can't see him not. They'll drop into a 4-5-1 when they're 4-5-1 when they're in defence. And again, this is fluid like we are. They'll be fluid, but when they're in an attacking shape, it'll be 2-2-6. With the fullbacks joining the attackers and pushing on. I think I expect it to be tight. I expect it to be cagey and a chess match. And as I said, I've gone for a draw. Bayern and PSG are the best 2 teams in Europe. We're very close to them. I just don't know how close yet. Wednesday will tell us, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping that we sort of try and attack the spaces that we vacate, and I'm hoping that we can sort of pin their fullbacks back like we did against Tottenham, and force them to play the majority of the game defending and going backwards. Key players here, I'm going to say Zubamendi, Rice and Timber are my 3 key players for us. For them, it'll be Kane, Elise, and Narbury. Come on, you Gunners, and looking forward to the next week or so.
Okay, superb. That was really quite good, guys. You could look out for Gunnar Ritchie. I think it's Gunnar Ritchie 1981 on Twitter. He's also on the other podcast in the North Bank. I don't mind plugging them. They do watch alongs and other things as well. So do jump over to the channel, give them a check out, and definitely give them a follow. Sean, anything else before we wrap up, bro?
No, that's pretty much covered everything. I guess just look out for our Chelsea preview and Bayern reaction this week.
Yeah, definitely. That will be good. I think probably drop that Thursday evening, Sean.
Yep.
Maybe about 6:15 Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
6 or 6:15. So guys, do watch out for that. This is a new channel. It's 3 guys coming together, and it's going to be a lot of fun along the way, and it could be an amazing season all round. So please do hit the like button, drop us a follow, share it with your mates, drop it in your group chats, just and get involved. Me, Sean, myself, or Brian will definitely get back with your comments. So drop your comments in, and that's us. We're out of here, Gunners. Come on.
Come on, you Gunners.